Ever get the feeling that some viral trends take a turn no one sees coming?
Mm-hmm.
Well, buckle up, because we've got a story that's about to flip your feet upside down.
Right.
We're talking about everyone's favorite YouTube philanthropist, Mr. Beast,
Right.
a reality show with a massive budget, and a lawsuit with some truly wild accusations, the kind of stuff that'd make even Willy Wonka do a double take.
Yeah, this whole situation, it really exposes what happens when you get this perfect storm of mega influencers, big budget productions, and a whole lot of legal gray areas.
So, okay, imagine this for a second. You're scrolling through YouTube and you see Mr. Beast giving away cars, stacks of cash. You know the drill, right?
Of course.
But now he's upping the ante with this new reality show called Beast Games, the grand prize, a cool $5 million.
Yeah, and the prize money is just the tip of the iceberg. With a rumored production budget of $100 million, this thing was supposed to be the future of reality TV. Imagine, like, Squid Game meets Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory, all streamed right to your living room.
Exactly. Who wouldn't want a piece of that action, right? But here's where the story takes that hard left turn. 5 former contestants are coming forward, and they're saying the reality of Beast Games was less Chocolate River and more like, well, let's just say they weren't prepared for the experience they had on set.
Yeah, and these contestants aren't just complaining about tough challenges either. They're alleging some serious negligence and exploitation. I'm talking inadequate food, limited medical care, even potential labor law violations.
Seriously. Wait, I thought Mr. Beast was all about spreading positivity, not like whatever this is. What specifically are they claiming?
Well, the lawsuit itself, it gets into some pretty shocking details. Like, for instance, some contestants claim they were only given 2 small meals a day.
Oh, wow.
Supplemented by, you guessed it, Mr. Beast-branded chocolate bars.
Okay, that's a little, that's not the VIP reality show experience I pictured.
Right.
Yeah.
And it gets even wilder. The contestants, they're claiming they were misclassified as volunteers, so the production wouldn't have to pay minimum wage or overtime.
Hold on. Volunteers. On a show with a 9-figure budget, that sounds, at best, very questionable.
Exactly. And the lawsuit claims this alleged misclassification might have helped the production company get their hands on a cool $2.5 million in tax credits.
$2.5 million in tax credits. See, that's a detail that really raises a red flag for me. I mean, are we talking about cutting corners here? Or is this something way more calculated? It's just, wow, $2.5 million in tax credits. Like, that's not chump change, you know? It really makes you wonder if this goes beyond just, like, trying to save a few bucks and into, I don't know, some next level financial maneuvering.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that little detail right there, that's huge because it could suggest there was like a calculated strategy at play here, one that might have involved exploiting loopholes and potentially, people's rights in the process.
And speaking of people's rights, what about these allegations of a toxic environment on set, especially for the women who were there?
Yeah, that's another really troubling aspect of this whole thing. The lawsuit, it actually goes into some detail about this alleged culture of misogyny that was supposedly happening behind the scenes. Several female contestants claim that, they reported instances of sexual harassment, but nothing was done about it. Their concerns were basically ignored.
This is making that whole Willy Wonka comparison we made earlier feel seriously icky. This is heavy stuff. Have Mr. Beast or Amazon, have they responded to any of this?
You would think with accusations this serious, they'd be, like, scrambling to get ahead of the story. Right?
Yeah.
But so far, nothing. Crickets. Neither Mr. Beast nor Amazon has publicly addressed the lawsuit at all.
Really? No tweets? No carefully worded statements from their publicists? Nothing. Wow. That silence speaks volumes. What do you make of that?
Well, it definitely adds another layer to this whole thing, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, will Beast Games even see the light of day now? Will it be released as planned? And if it is, can audiences even watch it the same way knowing what's come out?
That's a really good point. Mr. Beast has spent years building this persona, this brand. He's like the internet's Mr. Rogers, right? This wholesome, generous guy. And this whole situation, it could really tarnish that image.
This goes way beyond Mr. Beast, though. This case, it raises questions about the whole influencer culture, the ethics of it all. You're talking about a multi-billion-dollar industry that's built on personality, authenticity, this idea that we've got this direct line to these creators.
Right. It's easy to forget there's an entire production machine behind those viral videos we love. And sometimes it seems that machine comes with a pretty hefty human cost. It's almost like this weird paradox, right? We say we want authenticity, but the more popular these influencers become,
All right.
the more manufactured everything feels. Makes you wonder what really goes on behind the scenes once the cameras are off, you know?
No, absolutely. And you know what? We're part of this whole ecosystem. Like, we, the viewers, we click, we like, we subscribe. We're the ones who made this whole industry what it is. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry, and we built it.
Yeah, it's easy to get caught up in it all, the drama, the big money, these crazy stunts. But I think it's worth asking ourselves, like, at what point do we need to take a step back? As viewers, when do we need to look at this stuff more critically and think about what we're supporting?
It's a question we should all be asking ourselves, really. Are we so desperate for entertainment that we're okay with turning a blind eye to stuff like this, to exploitation?
It's a tough question. So where do we go from here? What's next for Mr. Beast and these Beast games?
Well, right now it's kind of up in the air. The lawsuit's still ongoing, and like we said, Mr. Beast and Amazon, they're keeping quiet for now. But one thing's for sure, this whole thing, it's exposed some pretty uncomfortable truths about the influencer world, the stuff that goes on behind the scenes. It's a wake-up call, not just for the people making these videos, but for the platforms, and yeah, for us, the viewers, too.
So what can our listeners do with all of this?
Don't just hit that like button and move on.
Yeah.
Think critically about what you're watching. Ask questions. And remember, there are real people behind these videos, real lives being affected. If something doesn't feel right, trust your gut. Your entertainment shouldn't be at someone else's expense.
Well said. And on that note, that wraps up our deep dive into the world of Mr. Beast, big money entertainment, and a lawsuit that's sending shockwaves across the internet. We've looked at the allegations, the possible fallout, and maybe most importantly, our own roles as viewers in all of this. Remember, stay curious, stay informed, and always, always keep asking questions.